Hey everyone, welcome or welcome back to the channel. This is Carmina, and today I wanted to make a commentary on the truth of Jupiter, what is true, what is false about Jupiterian things, because this past year has been very telling, very purifying for Jupiter, because Jupiter has been smooshed into this conjunction with Saturn, South Node, and Pluto. And so it's been undergoing a difficult process of transformation, of purification, of authenticity. So that's why all things Jupiterian have come under scrutiny, and rightfully so. Remember that eclipse that we had in December, where Jupiter was also one of the protagonists there in one sign with so many planets. This eclipse triggered a lot of collective world events, and some of these events are making us wonder on Jupiterian things. Let's start with one Jupiterian quality. Jupiter is the planet of protection. It's a great protector. Jupiter is connected to the number 5, and you can see throughout histories people used to make amulets with 5 angles. So Jupiter has been a protecting planet, but now people are wondering, is this thing really protecting us? Is this really a protection for us? Or maybe it's something else. Also, Jupiter is connected to law, and people are scrutinizing laws, especially laws that have been passed in the last year. Are these laws supposed to protect us? Are these laws righteous? Or are these laws something else, something different? A lot of people are losing trust in the state and in state institutions. They're losing trust that their own state is actually protecting them. And rightfully so. I think this doubt that is always created when Jupiter is with Saturn is not unfounded. This philosophical doubt. If you have Jupiter with Saturn in your chart, or when there's a Jupiter-Saturn transit for everyone, there's always going to be more philosophical debates and more philosophical times, and now is one of them. Another part that Jupiter represents is healing. In Vedic tradition, in Ayurvedic tradition, Jupiter is one of the planets that helps healing and revitalizing the body. But with a lot of things going on in the world right now, we're thinking, okay, is the treatment worse than the ailment? Is the cure actually a healing cure? So there's a lot of questions about healing, like what is healing? Is this thing that's supposed to be healing actually not healing? Is this thing more damaging than the ailment itself? There is a lot of question and a lot of debate on that topic as well, on that Jupiterian topic of healing. Then we have philanthropy. Jupiter is the planet of generosity, of being charitable, of being a philanthropist. But are all philanthropists really Jupiterian, or are their motives different? Are their motives more business-minded? Because some of these very rich people, they are creating their charities, and then within those charities and their sponsorships, they're creating their own research programs, and they're creating their own institutions. They're creating own state in state. Jeffrey Epstein, he was a philanthropist. Yeah, that's what his biography said. Philanthropist. He invested in education, in children. And what do you know? What does it turn out Jeffrey Epstein to be? The exact opposite, like a wolf in sheep's clothing. So I think it's good to scrutinize, like, all these philanthropists, do they all actually have the collective best interest at heart? Because I was checking, and a lot of these philanthropists, they spend a lot of money on research and whatnot, also invest a lot of money in very polluting companies, and they invest a lot of money in unethical companies, and they invest a lot of money in dubious companies. So with one hand you're a philanthropist, with the other hand you're trying to make more money. How does that work? Because Jupiter is also money. Jupiter is abundance. So also we should be asking ourselves, okay, what is the purpose of our money? What is this money being used for? A lot of governments are creating a lot of debt right now. And there is a lot of speculation. What is this money being used for? It's not really discussed publicly. So it's not just the government's money, it's also your money. Like in this past year, I think a lot of people have been wondering, okay, where am I investing my money? Am I putting my money to good use or not? Am I overspending? Am I investing in more ethical things? Am I investing in things that have like a future? Because Jupiter is also faith. It's also looking at the broader picture. Jupiter rules Sagittarius, and Sagittarius always thinks far, because Sagittarius is the archer on top of the horse that's looking at the target and stretching his bow, and he's planning for that arrow to fall in some place far. And also Pisces. Pisces is the vastness of the ocean. Pisces is depth and vastness and tolerance and collective. So I think it's a good time, this transit, to reorganize also our money towards something collective and towards something worthwhile, towards investing in ourselves more, rather than just spending for the sake of spending. Another keyword for Jupiter is guru or teacher, because we know that in Vedic astrology, from Sanskrit, guru means heavy. So Jupiter is the guru planet. Jupiter is the person heavy with knowledge. But also, especially in the past year, Jupiterian teacher-like figures have been scrutinized for abusing their power and for manipulating students. I don't want to name any names because this could be relevant on a lot of levels, but like even this morning I was reading about this prominent new, I don't want to say new age, this prominent astrologer that has been accused by students of abuse, of sexual misconduct. So when you're a guru, when you're a teacher, when people look up to you, do you impart your knowledge or do you abuse your power? Do you abuse the fact that you are a person of importance, that you're a person of influence, that you're, being idolized by someone that's 30 years younger, with less experience, probably with some traumatic past? So gurus, teachers are also coming under scrutiny during this heavy transit for Jupiter. Like Jupiter is really scrutinized, it's really being transformed. And I know it's difficult, but in the end it's going to be a good thing. So take a realistic look at your teachers as well. Teachers are also human, but that doesn't mean you just let things slide. And Jupiter is expansion. Jupiter always when I see this conjunction between Saturn and Jupiter, it's a conjunction of opposites, because Jupiter is expansion, Jupiter is kapha, it's watery, it's abundant, and Saturn is dry, Saturn is cold, Saturn is shrinking, it's contracting. Jupiter is like the sweet taste, it's like eating a lot of fruit, stuffing your face with fruit. And Saturn is like astringent taste, where you eat something and it's like you feel like your tongue is shrinking. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. It could be like something that's good for you. So when you have these two energies together, Jupiter is going to have to cool down a little bit on its expansion. It's going to be a little constrained. Sagittarius is also traveling. Pisces is also connected to the 12th house. It's the 12th sign, so it's foreign places. So in this year, we've been constrained in our travels, like pilgrimages, like travel with purpose, but also travel for leisure, for pleasure, for letting go, because Pisces at the 12th sign is the sign of moksha. So the expansion has been limited this year. And maybe this is a good opportunity to also scrutinize the expansion, the motives for the expansion. Like, are we expanding for the right reasons? Are we using our abundance and our energies for the right reason? This universal lockdown and stopping, it's like a very Saturnian thing, like Saturn, Pluto, South Node, that's all combined, and it's all trying to transform Jupiter. And hopefully when Jupiter changes sign, we're gonna have, as a collective, assimilated a lot of these important lessons. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, and I'll see you guys soon with more videos. I can't promise that I'll do a video every week. I'm not that person that puts one video every week for the whole year. At least you know that when I put out a video, it's something that I really feel strongly about. So it's either gonna be like this, it's gonna be a commentary, or it's gonna be some research, or I'm gonna share something that I'm really passionate and enthusiastic about. Maybe I'm gonna talk about the Lenormand cards, I'm gonna do a series about that, or I'm gonna talk to you about crystals, who knows. So I'll see you guys again soon. Feel free to check out my website, carmina-amza.com. If you're not subscribed yet, because I see that in my analytics most people watching my videos are not subscribed. I'm sure this is not the only video of me that you've been watching. You can hit that subscribe button while you're here, okay? And I'll see you soon. Bye.